You may be seated. Good evening. My name is Randy Lubert. I am the principal at Waynesville High School, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2021. Graduates and guests who are socially distanced may now remove their mask if they have not already done so. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Whoop, we've already done that. But I would like to introduce and thank the color guard commander carrying the national colors is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Haven Royal. Carrying the Tiger Field is Cadet Captain Roberto Arzabala. Performing as the left guard is Cadet Captain Allison Scobie, and performing as the right guard is Cadet Captain Kaylee McDonald. Yes, please give them a round of applause. It is my pleasure to welcome members of the Board of Education, Dr. Henry, honored guests, parents, and members of the graduating class of 2021. I would also like to welcome the many family members and friends who are joining us through live broadcasts, including those who are stationed overseas due to military deployment. For their service and sacrifices that they make for our country, please join me in giving them a round of applause. I would like to thank everyone who made tonight's ceremony possible, including our sponsors, the musicians, especially our maintenance crew and custodial crew. As I can tell you, when I came in this morning and it was raining and we were trying to decide if we were going to have it tonight, tomorrow night, our maintenance crew stayed out here all day setting up chairs, drying off seats, and they have done a fantastic job. So please give our maintenance crew a round of applause. I would also like, back in that corner, is a special thank you to our teachers who have done an outstanding job. If they would please rise so we could give them a round of applause. Thank you. Not only did they come together and do a fantastic job of continuing education through COVID-19, but many of them volunteered their time tonight to come and help with the graduation ceremony, and for that I sincerely thank them. As many of you will recall, some school districts around the nation only offered virtual education to their students. When we announced that we would educate students both virtually and in seated classrooms at the beginning of the school year, I wondered how long we would be able to maintain this opportunity. I am proud to say that while we had a few days when we were not in seated classroom, the majority of our days with students were in the classroom, and that was made possible by our students, our staff, and our teachers going above and beyond. So please join me in giving them a round of applause. As I stand here tonight, I can tell you how grateful I am that we did what we did, and we did it the way we did it. I want you seniors to know it is absolutely great seeing you in person at your graduation. This class has accomplished many great things in their time at WHS, including overcoming the challenges of COVID. Our seniors have thrived. They have managed to excel in everything from academics, music, speech, drama and robotics, agriculture, car mechanics, building trades. We have great athletes, kindness, leadership, internships, and JROTC, to just name a few. This is an outstanding class. Our seniors have welcomed new classmates and volunteered to make a difference and help represent our school and community with a sense of pride and respect that is an expectation for all WHS students. And I sincerely thank each of our seniors. This is an exceptional class. Dr. Henry, our superintendent, will share more about the accomplishments of this class, but I want to say one more thing. As principal, I am honored to have my name on the diplomas of the students graduating in this class. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Brian Henry, the superintendent of Waynesville Schools.
Graduates, parents and patrons, Board of Education members, and our esteemed guests, I welcome you to our graduation ceremony. The class of 2021 has demonstrated resilience and a determination to make the best of our very difficult situation. Our students have taken safety precautions, worn masks, and worked through social distancing guidelines to have the most normal school year possible. And here we are after completing a year of seated schooling, 5 days a week, to recognize the achievement of this group of graduates and bestow upon them their high school diploma. I'm very proud of this group of seniors. Their leadership has set the tone for our high school by following the necessary guidelines in the classrooms and activities. These students have allowed us to offer most of the activities we would have held during a regular school year. This allowed us to return to events such as prom and passing the torch, and most importantly, kept our COVID caseloads at a manageable level for most of the school year. As I traveled through our conference to attend events, I was always impressed with our students and sensed their appreciation for being back to a somewhat normal routine. The characteristics this group has demonstrated make me very optimistic about our future. They have gained valuable experience in adapting when changes confront them, collaborating with and respecting others by working as a team, and understanding the value of sacrifice to reach their overall goals. Adversity can be our greatest teacher, and one of the biggest lessons our seniors have learned during this time is that change happens. You cannot escape it. To be successful in business, academia, and life, your ability to adjust when necessary, understand the importance of being fluid, and work through the change process is a crucial lesson to learn. Those who are successful have the ability to make the best of a situation, even when it isn't ideal, and work diligently to identify avenues for success, regardless of the situation they're placed in. While 2020 and 2021 will likely go down in history as two of our nation's more difficult years, I see a great deal of hope in this class. I see a group of students who stepped up to meet the challenges of this occasion. They didn't protest the numerous decisions that had to be made to keep them in school. They didn't quit when times were difficult. They offered their opinions in a mature and constructive manner and truly exemplified Tiger pride. Thank you, seniors, for providing an example of leadership and maturity to our underclassmen and to our community. We have many teachers and administrators in the audience this evening who are here to honor our graduates. Much like the class of 2021, our teachers have experienced significant change in their daily practice and continue to provide quality instruction to our students during this pandemic period. Thank you for your caring and your compassion in helping these students attain a high school diploma. Would you please stand and let's give them another round of applause. In addition to our outstanding staff, I extend a special thank you to our parents and our community. We're grateful to be part of the supporting and caring communities of Waynesville, St. Robert, and Fort Leonard Wood. Our school district binds us all, and everyone is a Tiger regardless of your zip code. I would now like to introduce members of the Waynesville R6 Board of Education. These individuals serve the students of this community and are committed to our continued improvement. We appreciate all of the work they do for our kids. First, Mr. Paul Schultz, President. Dr. Leroy Fulmer, Vice President. Mr. Dan Deering, Secretary. Mr. Charles Quinn is our Treasurer. He had a family emergency and couldn't be here, but we do want to recognize Mr. Charles Quinn. Mr. Rick Harn. Mr. Aaron Pondram. And Mrs. Janelle Rao. With over 5,800 students and 900 employees, it takes many dedicated professionals to operate this school district. And we're fortunate to have a very talented team. And I would like to recognize our district administration. We have with us Dr. Trish Atkins, Assistant Superintendent for Instructional Services. Mrs. Hillary Bales, Assistant Superintendent for Personnel Services. Dr. Billy Cobb, Executive Director for Operational Services, and Mr. Aaron Harrison, Chief Financial Officer. We also have with us this evening our director at the Waynesville Career Center, Dr. Tracy Pattison. In addition, I extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to Mr. Randy Lubert, high school principal, for his leadership during this pandemic. Mr. Lubert is retiring, and we appreciate the contributions he has made to our school district. Thank you, Mr. Lubert. Thank you to the numerous volunteers who helped make this event possible, including teachers, maintenance, students, and staff. And please give them all another round of applause. They worked very hard today. To close out, I'm going to mention just a few of the accomplishments of this class of 348 students this evening. The following achievements have been earned. 158 students completed the requirements to receive the A+ scholarship, which pays tuition for 2 years at a Missouri community college and is also accepted for scholarship by many four-year institutions in our state. We had 16 students with GPAs of 3.5 or greater receive the Presidential Award of Excellence. We had 68 students with GPAs of at least 3.5 that received the President's Award for Educational Achievement. We had 33 students who were given the George Washington Carver Award for Outstanding Achievement. 12 students were inducted into the National Technical Honor Society. 15 students received Missouri Career and Technical Education Certificates. 62 received career-ready diplomas, and 45 students passed an industry-recognized credential exam. In addition, we had 18 students enlist in the service of our country through the 4 branches of military or joined ROTC. Would you please stand so we can thank you for your service? Together, this class earned over $5 million in scholarships. Congratulations on a job well done. While we celebrate the diversity and variety of experiences students bring from around the world to our school district, we also have students who have spent their entire school career in our district. If you have attended school from kindergarten through 12th grade in Waynesville, please stand. Seniors, congratulations on a job well done. I encourage each of you to make a positive difference in the world. And it's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Trish Atkins, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction.
Good evening. When this class entered their freshman year of high school, we announced that we were moving to the cum laude system that honors 3 levels of academic performance. 16 graduates received cum laude status by earning a GPA of 3.8 to 3.99. 10 students received magna cum laude honors by earning a GPA of 4.0 to 4.099. 5 students received summa cum laude honors by earning a GPA of 4.1 and above. Would all of the cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude students please stand and let's give them a round of applause. In previous years, our valedictorians and salutatorians served as our graduation speakers. With the implementation of the cum laude system, we also implemented a new process to select our graduation speakers. Earlier this month, students wishing to speak at graduation were invited to try out. Ultimately, 2 speakers were selected from a field of 18 outstanding candidates. The first speaker this evening will be Pedro Rodriguez. Pedro is the nephew of Blasa Ortiz and Vincent Rosales. He plans to attend Missouri State University and major in pre-law and minor in philosophy. Our second speaker this evening is Nadia Evans. Nadia is the daughter of Daphne and Anthony Evans. She will be attending Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona, where she is signed to play D1 basketball and major in education. Pedro, would you like to speak to your class?
Okay. Thank you, guys. All right, I hope everyone's having a good day. I'm gonna go ahead and get started though, because I know a lot of people want to go home ASAP, including me. Okay, ready? Dear class of 2021, I really wish I could be over today and give you the cliche, "we did it" speech. But to be completely honest, this class of seniors has been nowhere near the cliche we've seen in movies like High School Musical and Camp Rock. After everything we've been through, we deserve something greater than a speech that's been overheard and overdone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Pedro Rodriguez. I'm just an extraordinary person who wants to thank the extraordinary seniors of my class today. Some of you may not realize this, but the people sitting here today are some of the most special and talented individuals I've ever had the privilege of meeting and being a part of. When I look at these guys, there is nothing more I can feel than straight up pride for everything we've conquered and the bars we've raised, especially when you consider the fact that our last fully normal high school year was when we were sophomores. That's a pretty big deal. To all the people in our audience and to Waynesville High School as a whole, I want to thank you all for the opportunities that you've given us. But most importantly, I want to thank all the seniors for everything you've all done. 1 year ago, as we all know, our whole world was turned upside down. COVID made it into our country, and we were thrusted into a whole new world for our last high school year. We woke up surrounded by fear, uncertainty, and heavy changes to our norm. The constant wonder of if Waynesville would shut down was always in our heads. Many of our programs were restricted, and many of us had been quarantined. Believe me, I once spent a whole month in quarantine. Well, of course, these were all for good reason. This doesn't negate the fact that our senior year wasn't exactly picture perfect. And while so many of us, even I, wish we managed to get lucky and beat COVID before this final stretch and return to normalcy, this year taught us something that we would have never gotten without it: resilience. If I were to tell you 4 years ago that in the span of just 1 year, we would see a pandemic, political uprisings, mass protests even in our own town, and even the return of mom jeans, you would have laughed at me. As a country, we were never ready for all these things to happen at once. Yet despite all of that, the senior class of 2021 adapted, except maybe to walking up the stairs with a mask on, because even I was breathing really hard. All jokes aside, the most frustrating part about all of this is that we did that with less recognition than any other class. Yeah, the other classes had it hard, but so few people outside the class of 2021 truly recognized the struggle we faced. So today, I recognize our struggle, and I'm letting it be known that we as a generation have been the strongest, the smartest, the funniest, and most importantly, the most attractive group of seniors the world has seen in a long time. Class of 2021, what we had that other classes didn't have was something COVID ironically tried to take from us, and that was unity. Let's be honest, the struggle of the year 2020 through 2021 has been real. Yet despite all of that, the senior class adapted. The shared connection we had facing an entirely new world together created the best bonds we've probably ever felt. And that's what makes Waynesville so special. I want all of us seniors to look behind us, beside us, and in front of us. All of us just then saw someone that we grew with. What makes our connection different from others was that ours weren't just friendships, but instead, entire support systems within each other to keep ourselves going through this final year. Last year, we gave unconditional support to the class of 2020. We threw massive parades, gave acts of service, and supported them the whole way through. And while we may not have gotten those parades and services, we validated each other as a class. This year has been so confusing at times. It felt as though the rites of passage that make us seniors were almost lost. Homecoming without a parade, a mass prom, and quite honestly, we're surprised to even be getting a graduation in the first place. This doesn't mean that we're not grateful for everything Waynesville has done for us, because truly no one is to blame. But most of what makes this year so special was that we were independent together. So even when the tough got tougher, we carried each other through this mess, and we survived. To the class of 2021, I want to recognize each and every single one of you for the amazing support and friendship we've given to each other. Believe me, if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't have made it to this stage today. To all my friends in the audience waiting to get your diploma, I truly hope you keep being who you are and feeling that unity with everyone you meet. Because when the world messes with one of us, it messes with all of us. Seniors, today we look into the future, and it's finally starting to look brighter. They say after the storm is when the flowers bloom. And the flowers are starting to bloom in every single one of you. And you guys are becoming way more attractive daily. It was an honor to have been with you guys on this journey we call high school. I know this is going to be cheesy, but you are greatness, you are intellect, and you are power. The world had better keep an eye on us, because when we take an eye on society, we can achieve anything. Medal of Honor winner Katherine Johnson once said, "Tell them I'm coming." To the world, the class of 2021 is coming, and we're so beyond ready to be great. Thank you so much for everything, Waynesville High School. It's been real. Signed, your friend, Pedro Rodriguez. Now I have the honor to introduce the next speaker, Nadia Evans.
You know, I remember watching my brother's graduation from Waynesville a couple years ago, and as I sat there, I thought about what I would say if I had to give a speech. Of course, I never thought it was possible because there's a lot smarter, harder working people than me at this school, so I didn't have a real chance at being valedictorian. But I never gave up on myself. And 4 long, strenuous years of hard work later, I'm not valedictorian, but somehow here I am giving a speech. And that's only because this year, the school has decided to give average kids like me a shot at speaking. I'm very grateful for this opportunity and thankful to Waynesville and to all of my classmates for always giving everyone chances and opportunities, even to people who are just known for playing basketball. I first and foremost would like to congratulate everyone here and say, we made it. We have made it through 13 years of school and we finally finished. Despite the fact that I know some of us seriously questioned if we would still be walking across the stage this year. Rather that be because of a worldwide pandemic or because of the biggest first world problem, a chronic school-wide case of senioritis. I know we all had our doubts, but I stand here proudly to watch us complete this chapter of our lives. When I first sat down to write this speech, I wondered what I wanted to talk about. I thought about talking about all the amazing things the class of 2021 has done and the mark we left, or the great things we will do in the future. Maybe even how proud I am to be a part of this class because of the culture of diversity that we have cultivated during our time here. Or the glaringly obvious, the tremendous amount of adversity this class has had to overcome. But we've heard it all before, and I think we're all sick and tired of hearing the words COVID and quarantine. Instead, I wanted to shine a light and provide a different perspective on something that doesn't get talked about much. So I'm going to dedicate this speech to normalcy. To all the normal, average kids who work jobs, students who just do their work and hang out with friends, people who weren't born with the highest IQ or don't have an amazing ACT score. As we graduate, I think we have a misconception about what we need to do after high school. They tell us to reach for the stars, but as I stand here and look around the audience, I don't see what society deems as the stars. But I do see the most beautiful thing. I see families, friends, and love. Just average, everyday people living their everyday lives. And it's a beauty to behold. Everyone is scared of these words, normal, mediocre, average. But I don't think we should be. It's ingrained in us that these words mean that you're boring or unsuccessful. I disagree. I don't mean being average or normal in what you look like or your lifestyle. I mean it as just having your loved ones, them loving you back, and that being enough. That's average, that's normal, that's success. Not everyone graduating is going to be super rich or famous. It might only be one or two of us. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with aiming for that. Go for it, by all means. Find your passion, love what you do, and work hard at it. It's important and fulfilling. But as our new shiny jobs fade into monotony, and it all comes to an end, what is going to be left? They tell us to never settle, to never stop working, to never be happy with where you're at. Well, I say no. Life is about choices, and I say we choose happiness. Reaching for the stars are for the astronauts. And to my knowledge, I only know one person here who plans on working for NASA, but the rest of us aren't, and that's okay. But even astronauts, after their wondrous adventures into space, always have to come back down to Earth. So everyone here should shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars, but when we eventually have to come back, I hope there is something normal waiting for us all. Class of 2021, let us not settle. Let's keep pushing forward and let's reach our potentials. But let's focus on what really matters. I know it may seem a bit ironic for me to talk about being ordinary or average because for those of you who know me, know I'm in a very privileged position. But for those of you who don't know, I'm going to a college over 1,000 miles away to play basketball, and I hope to play it professionally. But let's say I don't achieve all my dreams in basketball. Maybe I come back to Waynesville and become a boring basketball coach, like Coach Matlock. And honestly, as long as I have my friends, my family, and my loved ones, I'm happy with that. Because no matter what, whether I play 12 more years or 2, becoming average is almost inevitable. One day, it's going to happen. Because that's what matters. Finding those people in your life that are the most important and holding on to them no matter what, that's what matters. Basketball is just my avenue of finding those people. It's just the journey, not the end goal. Find your avenue and find those people. And hurry, because life seems to move quickly. As cliche as it sounds, it feels like yesterday we were freshmen. These 4 years went by faster than we thought, even though everyone told us it would. But as fast as you think these last 4 years went, imagine the next 10 or even 20. What do you want out of those years? I don't know about you, but I aspire to have my loved ones alongside me wherever I'm at or with whatever I'm doing. Some might say it's average, but I would say it's perfect. I guess I could say out of this world. But as otherworldly as it may feel, the extraordinary astronauts could search every inch of space, and they would never find what I am looking for, something so important. Because it's not in the stars, it's right here, in the stands, in our homes, at this school. That's something that seems so average. That's something I hope everyone will find. That something is called love. Thank you.
Anyone who has been to the Lady Tigers basketball game has seen what a fierce competitor that Nadia is on the floor, and Pedro has excelled at speech and debate. And I want to thank both Nadia and Pedro for outstanding speeches tonight. Please join me in giving them another round of applause. As Dr. Atkins said, we had 18 people try out. And I'd also like to thank all of those 18 that tried out, because we had some exceptional speeches that didn't get presented tonight, but please give all of those students that came to tryouts and did their very best to be up here. Please give them a round of applause. Now it is nearly time for our graduates to walk across the stage, and I have a few instructions to make this formal occasion go smoothly. To allow each member of our audience an opportunity to enjoy the celebration, I kindly request that you remain seated to avoid obstructing others' views of graduation. Please do not stand or leave your seats, if at all possible. If you must get up, please wear your mask. If you haven't already done so, please place your cell phones on silent. Please respect the dignity of the ceremony and the graduates being honored this evening by refraining from using noisemakers or yelling during the exercise so that each graduate's name may be heard. Professional photographers, as you can see, are setting up, and each individual will be available for information on ordering is included within their graduation packets that they will receive tonight. Now it is time. Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Henry, fellow administrators, teachers, parents, relatives, and friends, it is my honor to present to you these seniors. These students have completed the requirements set forth by the Waynesville Board of Education and the state of Missouri, and therefore eligible to receive the diploma of graduation from Waynesville High School. I hereby present the class of 2021 to you for the conferring of their diplomas. Graduates, it is time to make your way to the stage. First row, please stand up and begin to make your way to the stage.
Arnell Serrano.
Colin W. Boyd.
Sarah Ashley Borges.
Zoe Danielle Runyon.
Siritita Gasper.
Christian Antonio Cuevas.
Terrence T. Daniel Brown.
Kasia Letez Bruno.
Austin M. Bullock.
Auburn Lee Epps.
Sanaa Laree Jackson Burden.
Tyler A. Brocksterman.
Dylan Allen Selfridge.
Mary Catherine Miller.
Kevin Flick.
Haley Joanne Bass.
Zarek E. Blakesley.
Andrew T. Gutowski.
Tommy N. Hay.
Isabella Herminia Arizaga. Gabriel. I'm sorry, that's Gabrielle J. Bean.
Gavin Michael Miller.
Shannon Kathleen Morrison.
Vanessa Marie Blake.
Jordan Elizabeth Moore.
John Servito.
Victoria O. Baez.
Sean Patrick Andres Beltran.
Riley E. Block.
Diego Washington.
Vanden M.D. Nunnally.
Adriana Christine White.
Caitlin Serenity Bocanegra.
Denisha Daniela Voss.
Stephen Ron Riggins II.
Salim R. Allen.
Drew Michael Blash.
Dante L. Blake.
Dorian Charles Wright.
Jonathan Floyd Banner Jr.
Takaya Theodosia Collins.
Dawson J. Warburton.
Deracia Amari Bacon.
Nicholas Wayne Webb.
Isabella Grace Amodio.
Duncan Armstrong.
Ryan Winston Obar Jr.
Jonathan M. Vasquez.
Jackson S. Batson.
Dylan Michael Ickery.
Kylie S. Bassett.
Caitlin Melody C.
Alex Beyond Me Jr.
Jelani Aragon.
Enrique Lewis Ortiz.
Amanda B. Rich.
Ryan A. Cross.
Alejandro M. DeGrafton Reed.
Julian S. Moyet.
Travis N. Confer.
Christopher R. Hoger. Anthony Tyler Scott. Katarina Malila Giannis.
Isabel Trower.
Aaliyah F. Carter.
Carissa Blanche Larrington.
Jaime A. Agion.
Isabel Hope Kowal.
Janice Garcia.
Christian Alexander Cope.
Jalen M. Williams.
Kylie Abigail Craig.
Kylie Marie Fritz.
Arturo Luis Armenta. Armenta Gonzalez, Jr.
Anna L. Thigpen.
Alyssa Lynette Camp.
Jaden A. Davis.
Joseph Michael Linkus.
Zoe Leilani Love Pro.
Elijah N. Fortune.
Okira Sine Coleman.
Jacob King.
Sean P. Cartwright.
Jasmine Victoria Cassidy.
Brianna A. Alvarado.
Dylan Michael Underwood.
Joshua David Duncan.
Jared Crawford.
Andrew W. McCann.
Jordan Regal.
Linus Allen Dirkman.
Desiree Esther Oka Dallas.
Olivia Ann Garcia.
Nathan Yeshua Howe.
Eugene Leon Ingram.
Tristan Friesen.
Trinity Simone Major.
Michaela Grace Tricky.
Allison Elaine Wilking.
Brendan James Chartier.
Nadia R. Evans.
Hendrick Coleman Jr.
Kalan Seraphim Taylor.
Elaine Marie Hawk.
Jared Carl Meisel.
Morgan McKay Fullerton.
Ashley Marie Dunkel.
Akira Michelle Roper.
Layla Ray Marie Watson.
Jalen Eichelman.
Dylan D. Air.
Lauren Page Enlow.
Dylan Matthew Elger.
Cheyenne A. Evans.
Shelby Lynn Dunnigan.
Antoinette Daniela Durant.
Abigail J. Dunnigan.
Enrique A. Eggert.
Anna Riley Wilson.
Kevin A. Cruz Jr.
Sandra Skypalova.
Sierra Prapa Rawaklang.
Taj Donnell Glasgow.
John W. Ely, Jr.
Quentin Lee Preston.
Anaya Capri Watson.
Ezra L. Murray.
Jeremy Daniel Lomahanan Corpaz.
Isaiah M. Corey.
Jeremiah Arnell Lomahanan Corpaz.
Adam S. Richard.
Malachi Anthony Dornbos.
Mason A. Needham.
Jashawn Alexander.
Ethan Kane Glidewell.
Seth Allen Davis.
Scarlett Gillette.
Brandon D. Perez.
Astacia Marie Garcia.
Hunter Gavin Hatfield.
Chambray Chevelle Garcia.
Jada Lorraine Fields.
Dustin Nokomis Myers.
Alario Rutiaga.
Mackenzie Paz Parker.
Michael Donovan Dunderdale.
Jacob P. Gandaria.
Catalina Ortega.
Atira M. Jameson.
Ashley J. Rivera.
James Scott Turner.
Mackenzie Ann Gibbs.
Vanessa Janine Horn.
Bryce Philip Radingen Tatague.
Grant Kindred.
Riley Ann Felty.
Damian Alexander Machuca.
Shane Allen Sampson.
Sophia U. Shepherd.
Sierra N. Frink.
Abby Keck.
Alize J. Godwin.
Noel Jordan Okiki.
Jeremiah DeAndre Johnson.
Gabriel Rush.
Jordan Ray Harpel.
Almanzo AJ Martin.
Lawrence J. Bean.
Dylan Kranz.
Emily Anne-Marie Quick.
Haley York.
Jenna F. Vergara.
CJ Clark Wayne Castle Jr.
Caitlin Jade Harry.
Mykyron O'Keefe Williams.
Mia Ann Williams.
Patrick Allen Handy Jr.
Jared Wayne Hyatt.
Jalen T. Leggett.
Sydney Ellen Lauren Kuhneman.
Jacques L. King Jr.
Keyshawn Smith.
Dustin Andrew Murphy.
Michael Duran Lewis Jr.
Dalton Collier.
Erica Leanne Taylor.
Michaela Deshawn Marks.
Taylor N. Kelly.
Sophia Sage Honan.
Zoe Rose Tanner Kelly.
Rosalina Isabel Imperial.
Jawan C. Lane.
Ethan Kyle Curtis Humphrey.
Jordan Tavares Hardnett.
Tyree Dontre Harris.
Kobe Ray Milliken.
Montasia Ontaria Jemiah Huggins.
Colton Jeffrey Justice.
Keyshawn Javaris Haggard.
Tyler Daniel Letterly.
Mariah Elizabeth Gomez.
Tony M. Hicks.
Emily Marie Marley.
Mackenzie R. Jackson.
Chanel Sequoia Owens.
Jonah Jacob Hines.
Jacob A. Solomon.
Cody Pratt.
Chase Anthony Gordamiller.
Dylan J. Gross.
Austin D. Wallace.
Cassidy Rose Hardcastle.
Mackenzie V. Luley.
Hunter Clinton Hardcastle.
Sydney Neve Hall.
Andrea N. Henderson.
Gavino A. Quinones.
Jaden Jamel Bourne.
Faith Nicole Redden.
Justin R. Knight.
Andrew S. Laco.
Samora Nashay McKinney.
Kevin Orlando Lopez.
Johannes Momo.
David Christopher Henderson II.
Asia Janae Morgan.
Chloe Ann Olmsted.
Talia S. Ruffin.
Caitlin Ciara Sanders. Shaylin Standerford.
Ariana Abner.
Rachel N. Wilburn.
Ethan Parker Wilson.
Celine Stanley.
Mahal D. Liggins.
Roman D. Johnson.
Hannah Elizabeth Wolf.
James J. Lopez Jr.
Blake Bernard Lesh.
Zachary H. Webb.
Austin Dean Simonson.
Jashawn Verner.
Taya T. Johnson.
Justin M. Wiener.
Pedro Angel David Rodriguez Jr.
Marcus Eduardo Moreno.
Sarah N. Nuehed.
Kaylee S. Williams.
Lance Torres.
Natalia Grace Tirado.
Brandon C. Tyler.
Ilani Tylese Ward.
Catherine Elaine Shear.
Clinton X. Johnson.
Francisco Mendez.
Christopher Ray Bancroft.
Danielle T. Sweeney.
Madison Catherine Jane Lee.
Madison R. Mills.
Leandra L. Harper.
Mikel Ajane Santiago.
Annabelle Angel Freeman.
Fiera Denise Scarborough Grant.
Alexis Nicole Fullington.
Dylan M. Schillick.
John Joseph Andrew Cabbage, the 5th.
Ian A. Schaefer.
Kenyon M. Andrews. Adriana Alicia Ruffin. Alex Shedrow.
Masayu M. Olagan.
Antonio Blaze Pearson.
Cosette Rose Sutterly.
Angelica Grace U. Villanueva.
Anthony Luis Salas.
Bailey L. Schultz.
Jacob A. Rome.
Nicholas A. Reyes.
Abigail J. Ortiz.
Madison Grace Thompson.
India Lachey Robinson.
Isaac Thomas Peterson.
Brandon Wayne Bess.
Hunter Matthew Poole.
Nadia Bridgewater.
Alden Jane Pills.
Nazareth C. Ricks.
Isabella Marie Pondrum.
Xavier J. Rivera.
Hunter Alexander Taylor.
Naya Mie Pacenta Mercado.
Seth Martin Miller.
Hunter A. Werderhausen.
Ryan K. Maxwell.
Sebastian Miller.
Aiden Michael McCorkle.
Ryan T. Manners.
Daniel J. Mayfield.
Cyril Joshre Salapang.
Mackenzie Lynn McCurdy.
Tim Jermaine Robinson.
Rodney Paul Sanford.
David R. Riromo.
Kaylin E. Mead.
William Wahid Schenkenfelder.
Kaylee Nicole Mills.
London A. Preco. Ulyssa Chalet Pickett. Jackson James Olds. Joseph David Marsh. Crystalise Soto. Martine Madrano. Victor Trinidad Peralta. And Mark Amos McCaffrey.
At this time, can I have the senior members of the choir come to the stage? Senior members of the choir.
Upon you and give you peace, and give you peace, and give you peace. The Lord make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious unto you, and be gracious. The Lord be gracious, gracious unto you. Amen. Amen. Amen.
All right, guys, head back to your seats. Back to your seats. While they make their way back to their seats, couple instructions. Parents and family members, as the ceremony is getting ready to conclude, our graduates will be exiting the stadium one row at a time. Students will return to the classrooms where they started at tonight to pick up their actual diplomas. Please remember as you leave, it is one way in, one way out, so please be patient as you're leaving. At this time, class of 2021, if you would like, take your tassels, move them to the other side. You are graduated. Now it gives me great pleasure to present the graduated class of 2021. Class is dismissed.